Hey booktubers, it's the Hufflepuffle here, and today I'm going to be reorganizing my bookshelf just because, I don't know, it's kind of a rainbow, but I feel like reorganizing it. I don't know, I'm not, we'll see. I might change it back, but yeah, so I'm just gonna time-lapse this video up. Yeah.
Written word was just enough to keep us going when the world would get a little tough, and I held you up when winter came, and no one said a thing when everything became so very complicated. Complicated, they said. The spring held nothing but surprise, and all that we ignored was open to our eyes. And I said, then maybe we should settle down, find a cottage or a tunnel underground, and we'll be complicated. They said we would be complicated, they said. Oh, I should have known. Oh, we'll have to go back to the way that we were before we were us, before I was me, before we were happier than I've ever been, than you'll ever see, 'cause that's the way it has to be, the way it has to be.
Okay, I'm done reorganizing my bookshelf, as you can see. I have a few books that were left out because I could not fit them in a desirable way on the bookshelf, but these are books that I don't really need on my bookshelf. They're not my favorites. They're not books I'm going to read anytime soon. So I'm not super disappointed that they're not on the shelf. So it's okay. And those books are the Chronicles of Narnia series. I read these a really long time ago, and I'm perfectly fine with them being in my concealed book cupboard in the hallway. I don't need them on display. This next book is Rush by the Carcool. I got this book when the author came to my school. It's signed, but it's like, I've tried to read it a couple times. I'm not really into the story, so I don't mind not having it on my shelf. Next book is Ida B by Catherine Hannigan. It's a kid's book. Apparently it's good. Apparently I should read it, but I don't have any plans to read it like super soon, so I don't need it on display. The next book is This Totally Bites by Ruth Ames. It's a vampire children's story that I read when I was in elementary school, and I really liked it, but I don't need it on my shelf. And last thing is The Lightning Thief graphic novel. I do love The Lightning Thief, and I also love the graphic novel, but I don't need this graphic novel on my shelf right now. It's not necessary. So now we're gonna go through the shelves. Oh boy. Alright, so starting off over here we have my Tuscan Herbs candle from Bath & Body Works, and this little owl painting. And then we have the Harry Potter series, starting with Goblet of Fire, because the other ones are my school locker, so that's all I have. And I also have Quidditch Through the Ages and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them on top of that. Then beside them are the Gregor the Overlander Chronicles, or the Underland Chronicles by Suzanne Collins, in order from 1st to 5th. All the books in the series are actually there. Next we have Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant there. And on top of that, Shiver, Linger, and Forever. So the Divergent trilogy by Veronica Roth and the Shiver trilogy by Maggie Stiefvater. I have not finished either of these trilogies. I'm not planning on finishing the Shiver trilogy anytime soon, if at all, but I am planning on finishing the Divergent trilogy pretty soon. Then I also have Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. Next to that, I have Graceling and Bitter Blue by Kristen Cashore. And beside that, I have The Hobbit and the Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien. Right beside that, I have Smile by Raina Telgemar. It's a graphic novel. This next shelf is going to be hard for me to get at with my tripod because my bed is in the way, so I'm going to try my best. So I'm just going to move this out of the way here. Here is City of Lost Souls and City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. The rest of the Mortal Instruments series is not here with me right now, so otherwise I would probably have displayed it and removed some other books somewhere else. When I get them back, I will change this a little bit so I can display all of the Mortal Instruments. Then here I have the Infernal Devices, Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare, and the Shadowhunters Codex on top of that. And I have my TBR jar and my Lemon Drops candle. This is where it's going to get tricky without a tripod. I've got The Red Pyramid and The Throne of Fire by Rick Riordan. I've read both of these, but I have not read the third book, hence why it is not here. Then I have The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, Uglies by Scott Westerfeld, and Matched by Ali Condi. 3 books that are the first book to a series, and I have not read them yet, but I'm planning on it. And then lastly, I have this stack of books that are either standalones or books that don't have the rest of their series here. So I have Ballet Shoes by Noel Streatfeild, The Dark Divine by Brie Despain, Looking for Alaska by John Green, More Than This by Patrick Ness, Paper Towns by John Green, The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan, the rest of the series, and then Percy Jackson is not in my house. Then I have Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. I also do not have the rest of the Hunger Games here with me. Then I have my Aloha Wakiki candle and this other cute little owl painting. And of course, as you probably noticed before, my sign hanging in the middle that says The Book Nook, and it has random book series titles around it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was kind of rushed. It was kind of hard to film, but I did my best. Though this isn't all the books that I own. I do own more books. They might just not be on my shelf right now. My shelf, like what is on it, changes constantly because I always am taking out new books to read and replacing them with the books I've just finished reading, and I'm changing things around, and I have books displayed all over my room and in different areas of my house, and I have a whole bunch of books in my school locker. I have like a mini stash of a bunch of my favorite books in there, so that's why a lot of my favorites are missing from this shelf. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in my next video. Hufflepuffle out. Coming up on the Hufflepuffle. Today I'm going to be book hunting. Today I'm going to be doing the top 10 most influential books, and today I'm going to be doing the blindfolded book challenge. Today I'm going to be doing a blast from the past book talk on the Rainbow Magic series.